So there is a new event for Javelin Rec 8, and the Derby event that comes with it actually allows for 10 tokens plus the one that you start off with. That's enough for every single item in there, so you are guaranteed in 5 days, well, or 6, depending on which of the Derby event tasks you do or do not use. You are guaranteed to get Javelin Rack 8. So that's good. I like that. I don't think that has ever been a thing that Plarium has done before. And I hope that they do it more often. Especially for like mechs or weapons that aren't necessarily super high rank. Like this Jav 8 starts at rank 1, so you know. There's a lot of other things that I plan to cover in this video, one of them being the new maps that came out a while ago. I've played them, I've shown gameplay of them in a few of my videos. However, I haven't actually spoken anything about it, about what I think. No, obviously, like, other channels, like, went over this when they first came out, when they were first announced, but the only things that they said were the same thing, like, literally the exact same words that, that Mech Arena official YouTube channel said when they announced it. I think any map with 3 beacons, the game ends a little bit too soon, but I do like the shape that the maps have and the kind of battles that end up coming from that. So, mixed feelings, but I feel like maybe making the maps a little bit larger would help. I don't really know. Next up is Stasis Beam 8. I don't think anyone's going to use it. Honestly, I think if you're going to use a beam weapon, you're better off using a Thermal Lance 6, because it'll give you 50% damage buff once you have effect accumulation. Anyway, the stasis effect can be gained from multiple mech abilities, so if you really want it, you'll just use a Panther or a Redox or something, not to mention all of the bots have stasis beam. So I don't think anyone's gonna use Stasis Beam 8, but I am interested in trying it and seeing how it goes. It's an interesting idea too. Didn't see it coming. Stalker and Hidezo, the new mechs that were announced, coming soon. I'm assuming that Stalker is going to be for the Christmas event, because they said, I think there was some kind of announcement, like, on their server or something, that, like, on their Discord server, that there was something big coming, like, for Christmas, I think. It might be Stalker. I kind of hope it's Stalker. It sounds like a really awesome mech. I don't think Hidezo is going to come around until the new year or possibly later, because from the pictures that they showed us, it looked like it was still in concept phase. The Stalker had like full 3D model and everything, and then the Hidezo was just like a concept drawing, so I think it'll be a little bit longer for Hidezo. Both really cool mech ideas, though. Stalker's definitely going to be a sniper mech. Hidezo, who knows? It's very interesting. I like the idea of jumping, though. There's only one mech that can jump, and I want one to fly eventually, but that'll be a thing. But there are also a lot of other things to talk about. Actually, the purpose of this video mainly, and that is a lot of weapon changes that they did not announce. A lot of these are things that I just found by researching it. The first one, probably everyone knows this, but arc torrents shotguns got a range buff. Maximum of 40 meters as opposed to 30. What do I think about this? Well, You know I use Arc Torrent on my Shadow a lot, and it is fantastic to have 4 extra meters. It sounds really, really small, and it is really small. But such a small change makes the world of difference, because when you are using Arc Torrent or Shotgun trying to stay out of enemy ability range, there is a sweet spot of 10 meters that you can stay between now, whereas you had to stay between 6 meters to try to stay out of, not to mention, like, a lot of times the range is, like, kind of wrong. Like, I get frozen by Zephyrs at 32 meters all the time. I think that's just like a lag thing, though. I don't think it's like an actual thing. But it might be worth testing, who knows. Next one, Missile Rack. The exact damage radius from upgrading the rank went up to 62.5% when upgrading to rank 5. It used to be 50%. However, the exact damage radius does even out to be the same thing as it was before. So it's really not an actual AoE buff, it's just a slight rework in the rank upgrade bonus of that. But yeah, for the first rank upgrade that you do for Missile Rack, you get an extra 12.5%. More than you would have. Next one, Pulse Cannon. It has an accuracy buff for rank up. I don't have any images. I didn't have anything to compare it to. Because all of this, like, this one actually specifically was actually told to me by a guy in my Discord server. And yeah, that's how I was actually made known, or made aware of this, you could say. And that's why I decided to actually check all of these. I don't remember what the exact numbers were, but the rank up, like, accuracy, I believe for the first rank, or no, for the second time that you rank it up, when you rank it up from 3 stars, it's it used to be 15%, but it's now 20%. I don't know what the ending number is, so I can't say that it's necessarily an actual buff, or if it's just a rework like Missile Rack. But Carbine's got a buff, and they got one in terms of double damage chance. Yeah, that's something Carbine's needed. Javelin Rack was the only thing that had that perk before. I don't really mind that it's not weapon specific anymore, because, like, what is it? The overheat's on the long arm and the thermal lance, so I don't really care. The freeze effect is on cryo javelin along with the stasis beam, so, like, that's not a problem. But I think carbines are already very powerful, and they don't need any type of double damage chance. Interestingly enough, though, carbines 10 and 12 get a 5% double damage chance on rank 5, and then get duplicated on rank 6. But since Carbine 8 is already double weapons and doesn't get duplicated on rank 6, it actually gets an extra 5%, totaling to 10% double damage chance, which is interesting. Stasis Beam has an accumulation buff, majorly. The stasis effect used to be 25% on the first rank upgrade and is now 40%. I think it could use it. I mean, it's nothing. It's really nothing, like, gigantic. When it comes to beam effects, they're gonna happen. It's going to accumulate. It's going to affect you. It's just a matter of time. Those things they're They're persistent weapons, very persistent weapons. Last and definitely not least, Railgun has a double damage chance. I don't know why, but it does. It is a 15% double damage chance, which is roughly 1 in every 7 shots will be double the damage of what it would normally be. Railgun is very powerful, and I don't think it requires double damage. I think it's everyone's top choice in weapon, regardless of how you do it. Yeah, it doesn't need this, but I mean, it's only 15%, so it could be worse. But it's interesting. Interesting to note. But that concludes today's video, and if you heard something that you were not aware of before, which you probably did, why don't you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I do all sorts of things like this where I spend hours upon hours researching things and crunching numbers and just being the absolute nerdiest person that I can be. So, if you like that, go ahead and watch some of my other videos. I have tests and all sorts of stuff. But otherwise, you can watch some of the gameplays. Lots of those too. Either way, I hope to see you in the next video.